Senate Bill 958 by Senator Lara, enact related elections.
Senator Lara.
Thank you, Madam President. Members, in 2008, California voters approved Proposition 11, the ballot initiative that would establish a statewide citizen redistricting commission. That proposition was strongly supported by the California Common Cause, along with the League of Women Voters, California Forward, under our very own Senator Bob Hertzberg. The initiative placed the power to draw electoral boundaries for the State Assembly, Senate, and congressional districts in an independent, nonpartisan Citizens Redistricting Commission, as opposed by the state legislature. The SB 958 would establish an independent redistricting commission for the Los Angeles County Board of Supervisors, modeled after the successful statewide commission. For a county with over 10 million residents, which is greater than the population of 41 U.S. states, it is imperative that we have a fair, impartial process for drawing district boundaries. It is also important that we ensure Los Angeles has districts and a board that reflect the diversity of the population. An independent redistricting commission represents an unprecedented opportunity to shape a new redistricting process, one that puts the needs of voters above the interests of politicians and can serve as a model for other jurisdictions to follow. Members, my office is engaged with productive conversations with many of the groups that worked on the statewide initiative. I'm confident we can reach an agreement that guarantees a fair and transparent process. I respectfully ask for your aye vote.
Thank you, Senator Lara. Senator Hertzberg.
Good job, Senator Lara.
Well, thank you, Senator Hertzberg, for being so congenial. Any other further discussion or debate? Seeing none, Mr. Secretary, please call the roll.
Yes, you can.
Allen? Aye. Anderson? No. Bates? No. Bell? Berryhill? No. Block? Aye. Canella? De Leon? Fuller? No. Gaines? No. Galgiani? Aye. Glazer? Aye. Hall? Aye. Hancock? Aye. Hernandez? Aye. Hertzberg? Aye. Hill? Aye. Hueso? Aye. Huff? No. Jackson? Aye. Lara? Aye. Leno? Aye. Leyva? Aye. Liu? Aye. McGuire? Aye. Mendoza? Aye. Mitchell? Aye. Monning? Aye. Morlock? No. Morrell? No. Wynn? Nielsen? No. Pan? Aye. Pavley? Aye. Roth? Aye. Runner? Stone? No. Vidak? No. Wykowski? Aye. Wolk? Aye.
Please call the absent members.
Bell? Aye. Canella? De Leon? Wynn? Runner?
Thank you, Mr. Secretary. Ayes 25, noes 11. The measure passes. Members, moving on to file item 129, Senator Hill. Mr. Secretary, please read.
Senate Bill 986 by Senator Hill, enact relating to vehicles.
Senator Hill.
Thank you, Madam President. Members, SB 986 simply makes sure the punishment fit the crime. It reduces the fine for a rolling right-hand turn at a stoplight. Currently, when a driver does not come to a complete stop at a red light, when making a right-hand turn and does what is commonly called a California stop, that driver could be facing a over $500 ticket. SB 986 reduces the base amount of right turn on red violations from $100 to $35. The final ticket amount with assessments will go from about $500 or more to $290, depending on the local jurisdiction. Right hand on red violations will still be illegal, will still add a point to a driver's driving record, can still raise your insurance, and will still allow for a traffic school. In SB 986, it only impacts the base fine amount. SB 986 simply puts more parity in our traffic violations and corrects a drafting error from 1997. I've had numerous constituents contact my office and who have received these tickets and have been devastated. $500 is a lot of money for most families. In some cases, it represents a third of their take-home income. This measure has had bipartisan support, and I respectfully ask for an aye vote, members.
Thank you, Senator Hill. Members, is there any discussion or debate? Seeing none. Senator Allen?
Madam President, thank you. I just want to say this is my favorite bill on the floor today.
Thank you, Senator Allen. Members, we have a lot to get through today.
How was that ticket?
If there is no objection to using an unanimous roll call, members, ayes 38, noes 0. Thank you. Excuse me, ayes 39, noes 0. Measure passes. Moving on to file item 130, Senator Hill. Mr. Secretary, please read.
Senate Bill 996 by Senator Hill, an act relating to taxation.
Senator Hill.
Thank you, Madam President. Members, SB 996 will aid nonprofits and religious organizations that provide affordable housing by increasing the assessed property value exemption from $2 million to $10 million annually. 4 out of the 5 least affordable rental markets nationwide are in California. Nonprofits that do not receive any tax subsidies or grants from the state or federal government and that provide affordable housing to low-income families have a cap placed on the amount of property tax that may be exempted annually. There are only 76 different properties in California owned by 26 nonprofits that are currently being reported to the Board of Equalization by the county assessors that are subject to this cap. Only 8 of these are close to or over the cap. The 3 charities in my district are the only ones in the state currently over the cap. Many nonprofits do private fundraising to provide affordable housing in their communities or may not have enough staff or research and apply for state subsidies or grants. In very high rent and property value areas like the Bay Area, the existing cap limits prevent these nonprofits' ability to provide more affordable housing. There is no opposition to this bill, and I respectfully ask for an aye vote, members.
Thank you, Senator Hill. Any discussion or debate? Seeing none, is there any objection to using a unanimous roll call? Seeing none, ayes 39, noes 0. Thank you, member. File item 131, we have already done. File item 132, Senator Mitchell. Mr. Secretary, please read.
Senate Bill 1001 by Senator Mitchell, an act relating to employment.
Senator Mitchell.
Good afternoon, Madam President and colleagues. This bill amends the Labor Code to explicitly state that it's unlawful to request more or different documents than required by federal law as a prerequisite for employment. This bill also states that it's an unlawful employment practice to deny documents that appear to be genuine or attempt to re-verify or reinvestigate an employee's authorization to work. In November of 2014, President Obama announced an expansion of the existing DACA by removing the age cap, as well as created a new program for deferred action called DAPA, and that dealt with parents of Americans. Under this program, individuals who came to the United States as children and meet DACA eligibility guidelines may qualify for deferred action and may also obtain work authorization. Although this program provides deportation relief and the legal right to work for thousands of families in California, some employers may use this newfound status to discourage or create challenges for potential job applicants. SB 1001 will ensure that Californians who have the legal authorization to work are not subjected to additional obstacles to employment once they provide acceptable documents that establish work authorization. We must not discourage families who have fought to be in proper legal standing to live in the shadows because of these additional obstacles to employment. The bill is supported by MALDEF and the California Immigrant Policy Center and has no opposition. I respectfully ask for your aye vote.
Thank you, Senator Mitchell. Members, is there any discussion or debate? Seeing none, Mr. Secretary, please call the roll.
Allen? Aye. Anderson? No. Bates? No. Bell? Aye. Berryhill? Block? Aye. Canella? De Leon? Fuller? No. Gaines? No. Galgiani? Glazer? Aye. Hall? Aye. Hancock? Aye. Hernandez? Aye. Hertzberg? Aye. Hill? Aye. Hueso? Aye. Huff? No. Jackson? Aye. Lara? Aye. Leno? Aye. Leyva? Aye. Liu? Aye. McGuire? Aye. Mendoza? Aye. Mitchell? Aye. Monning? Aye. Morlock? No. Morell? No. Wynn? I. Nielsen. No. Pan. I. Pavley. I. Roth. I. Runner. Stone. No. Vidak. Wykowski. I. Wolk. I.
Please call the absent members.
Berryhill. No. Canella. I. De Leon. Galgiani. I. Runner. Vidak. I.
Ayes 28, noes 10, measure passes. Thank you. File item 133, Senator Monning. Mr. Secretary, please read.
Senate Bill 1016 by Senator Monning, an act relating to sentencing.
Senator Monning.
Thank you, Madam President and members. SB 1016 will extend the sunset date of California's determinate sentencing statutes until January 1st, 2022, and will maintain judicial discretion in California's tiered sentencing system. In 2007, the U.S. Supreme Court ruled in the Cunningham decision that portions of California's determinate sentencing statutes violated the Sixth Amendment of the Constitution. The legislature responded to this ruling by passing Senate Bill 40, authored by Senator Romero. This provided the courts with the discretion to sentence in the best interest of justice. The sunset date for the determinate sentencing provisions in this bill have been extended 4 times through 4 different bills approved by the legislature. If the sunset date is not extended under this bill, California's determinate sentencing scheme will become unconstitutional once again. Members, I ask that you join me in protecting judicial discretion in determinate sentencing and ensure California's sentencing statutes remain constitutional by voting aye on SB 1016.
Thank you, Senator Monning. Members, is there any discussion or debate? Seeing none, Mr. Secretary, please call the roll.
Allen. I. Anderson. I. Bates. I. Bell. I. Berryhill. I. Block. I. Canella. I. De Leon. Fuller. I. Gaines. I. Galgiani. I. Glazer. I. Hall. I. Hancock. Hernandez. I. Hertzberg. I. Hill. I. Hueso. I. Huff. Jackson. I. Lara. I. Leno. I. Leyva. I. Liu. I. McGuire. I. Mendoza. I. Mitchell. I. Monning. I. Morlock. I. Morrell. I. Wynn. I. Nielsen. I. Pan. I. Pavley. I. Roth. I. Runner. Stone. I. Vidak. I. Wykowski. I. Wolk. Wolk, aye.
Please call the absent members.
De Leon. Hancock. I. Huff. I. Runner.
Ayes 38, no 0, measure passes. Thank you, members. Moving on to file item 134, Senator Hill. Mr. Secretary, please read.
Senate Bill 1040 by Senator Hill, an act relating to children.
Senator Hill.
Thank you, Madam President. Members, SB 1040 would put safeguards and protections in place for children that are being rehomed. Rehoming is an issue that has garnered public attention as headlines have highlighted dramatic failures in international adoptions. SB 1040 will also require the Department of Social Services to establish a working group to consider the unique needs of adopted children and their families, including internationally adopted children. There is no opposition to this measure. I respectfully ask for an aye vote.
Thank you, Senator Hill. Seeing no discussion or debate, members, is there any objection to using unanimous roll call? Seeing none, ayes 39, no 0. Thank you, members. File item 135, Senator Hill. Mr. Secretary, please read.
Senate Bill 1046 by Senator Hill, an act relating to ignition interlock devices.
Senator Hill.
Thank you, Madam President and members. In California, each year, about 1,000 people die from drunk drivers and more than 20,000 are injured. To combat this epidemic, the legislature implemented a 4-county pilot program in 2010 requiring ignition interlock devices for all DUI offenders in the counties of LA, Sacramento, Alameda, and Tulare. Over the last 5 years, ignition interlock devices have prevented drinking and driving over 1 million times in California in those counties. Let me state that again. California's ignition interlock program for DUI offenders has prevented someone from drinking and driving over 1 million times during the last 5 years. This bill expands the program statewide so all Californians can benefit from safer roadways. It also ensures that low-income offenders receive assistance. They only have to pay for 10%, 25%, or 50% of the ignition interlock device based on their income. The IID provider pays the rest. The Centers for Disease Control and Prevention, the National Transportation Safety Board recommend ignition interlock devices because in 25 states, they have been shown to reduce recidivism by over 60%. The bill is supported by nurses, doctors, insurers, safety advocates, law enforcement, Mothers Against Drunk Driving, and local governments. I respectfully ask for an aye vote, members.
Thank you, Senator Hill. Members, seeing no discussion or debate, is there any objection to using the unanimous roll call? Seeing none, ayes 39, noes 0. Thank you, members.
Thank you.
File item 136, Senator De Leon. Mr. Secretary, please read.
Senate Bill 1050 by Senator De Leon, an act relating to post-secondary education.
Senator De Leon.
Thank you, Madam President. Colleagues, higher education is, as we know, a passport to economic opportunity. It's one of the most effective ways to create upward mobility and to give a child who lives in poverty a fair shot to succeed in life. It's also, as we know, a very critical driver for the economic competitiveness of our state. Research tells us that families that have 8 times the income higher than those who live at the lowest economic strata are highly likely to go on to college. That's our reality. If you go to college, irrespective if you incur student debt, you still have a better life. Now, the reality is also, too, here in California, that 80%, the aggregate number of our students in California graduate from high school. When we disaggregate that 80% figure, 93% are whites, 93% are Asian Americans, 77% are African Americans, and 80% are Latinos. So the numbers, the trajectory is positive in terms that it's going upward. However, when we disaggregate that data, we know that students of color who are poor are still lagging behind, even though there are some upward positive trends. Now, of the 80% of children, students who graduate from high school, only 38%, or I should say 42%, are actually A through G ready. That means they have actually taken the A through G class course requirements for entrance examination or entrance admissions to either a CSU, Cal State University System School, or a University of California. Now, what are the A through G? Because some of us come from the generation of A through F. A through G, of course, 4 years of English, 4 years or 3 years of math, 2 years of U.S. history, 2 years of a foreign language, visual arts, as well as a science course, a laboratory science, 2 years that are accepted at the UC as well as the UC level, and then the visual arts and other extracurricular activities. That comprises of your A through F, A through G requirements, I should say, that are needed as a minimum baseline requirement for entrance, admissions entrance to either a UC or a CSU. Now, if you come from a poor school, I want you to think about this. If you cannot get your A through G requirements, say your school doesn't have the budget for a laboratory science that is accepted at a UC, and then you take honors classes, and then you weight your GPA, and then on top of the honors classes, you take advancement placement classes, your AP courses. Then you compound that, and that's how some kids get the 4.4 GPA and are admitted to Cal or UCLA. An example, which I think is a wonderful example, down in Orange County, Huntington Beach High School District, 31 advanced placement courses on one single high school campus. That is something to recognize, that is something to celebrate. That's something that's quite unique also too, because the vast majority of kids, poor schools, whether you're poor whites, poor African American, poor Latino, poor Asian American, poor mixed race, if you're just poor at the lowest economic strata, it's no wonder who gets admitted and who does not get admitted. And how does that manifest itself in the economy of California, the 7th largest economy on planet Earth? Now again, 42% of our high school graduates today have access to A through G and are A through G ready. That means 38% of our high school graduates, not dropouts, but of our high school graduates today are not A through G ready. And that in itself shows that we have a system today that is rigged against these high school students. What Senate Bill 1050 does is we expand the enrollment process, the enrollment slots for the University of California. And we do so in a way where we correlate that with the LCFF plus schools, which are 75% or more poverty-driven schools in California. If you're poor white, poor Latino, poor African American, poor Asian American, or other, you're going to have a real shot. And we're going to create a pipeline that takes these kids who don't have these courses, and we establish these courses too by one-time dollars through Prop 98. This is very important because this is not about just admissions to the University of California system, the greatest public university system in the world. This is about the continued economic growth. And 55% of kids in our public schools today are low income. 55%. So this is about our mid to long-term economic growth opportunities. It's also about this type of the zip code that you're born in. And folks are very lucky who are born in the poorest communities. Somehow, some way, anecdotally, or not anecdotally, but subjectively, someone took a chance on you. We shouldn't have that type of system, or someone takes a chance on you. That's how I got in. Someone took a quote-unquote chance on me and gave me an opportunity. But what we should have is a more equalized opportunity of accessibility. But you cannot get access to the university system if you don't have the minimum baseline course requirements that are offered to you. So it's no wonder why certain zip codes go on to Cal or UCLA and others don't. It's not innate. It's about accessibility and opportunity. This is a very, very important bill for all of California, but especially the poorest among us in the state of California. I respectfully ask for an aye vote.
Thank you, Senator De Leon. Senator Pan? Yes, please proceed, Senator Pan.
Thank you, Madam President. Senators, I too stand in strong support of SB 1050. What's most important is that we have students who work very hard on their education, and yet don't have the opportunity to go to our public universities like the University of California, even CSU, because their schools may not actually have the kind of courses that allow them to be able to display their excellence, that allow them to fulfill the requirements that they need. So I again urge strong support for this. This is a priority for the API Democratic Caucus, and ask for your aye vote. Thank you.
Thank you, Senator Pan. Senator Huff?
Thank you, Madam President. Members, I rise in support of this measure. I want to thank the Pro Tem and his staff for listening to my concerns that I articulated in Senate Education. I appreciate how they diligently worked to amend this measure in order to make it supportable. Recent amendments make it clear this bill is not race-based or unfairly focused only on students in districts that receive concentrated LCFF funding. As amended, this bill clarifies an intent for per-pupil allocation benefiting students who are disadvantaged and who may or may not attend schools with concentrated funding through the LCFF+. We know that an ability to learn valuable job skills and earning a college diploma are the best ways to break the cycle of poverty and government dependence. Every child should have the opportunity to go to college, and SB 1050 helps establish a college readiness block grant to ensure low-income English learner and foster youth students can become college eligible. What they do with that, of course, is up to them. But foster youth in our state in particular have so many obstacles to overcome. They lack consistent parent or adult guidance and encouragement to finish high school, let alone get into college. I believe we should be their advocates and do all we can to help them earn a slot in a California university. SB 1050 helps kids get the proper academic counseling and coursework they need to be college ready, and attempts to ensure the same opportunity for all California children regardless of their family's income. According to the Public Policy Institute of California, current college graduation rates will hit the state's workforce with a shortage of 1.1 million workers who qualify for jobs that require a bachelor's degree in 2030. The state's future economic success depends upon an educated and skilled workforce. The costs on the front end for this are far outweighed by the state costs saved. Workers that hold a bachelor's degree earn 56% more in salary than those with high school degrees. On average, individuals who earn a degree are also likely to spend fewer years receiving state aid, 4 fewer years in poverty, and spend 10 fewer months incarcerated. We know that foster youth who do not finish high school or attend college are the most likely to end up on the streets, fall prey to sex trafficking and incarceration. And by the way, about half the kids in our foster care system are on the streets within 2 years. SB 1050 provides additional support to first-generation college students to help them succeed in college. I ask for your aye vote.
Thank you, Senator Huff. Senator Hernandez?
Thank you, Madam President, members. First, I'd like to take this opportunity to commend the Pro Tem for taking a leadership on this issue, something that we should have done a long time ago. And I want to kind of follow up on the comment that he said about the mid to long-term economic growth. Well, not too long ago, we passed some historic legislation in California by raising the minimum wage to $15 an hour. And we didn't all agree, but we had a debate. It was passed. The governor signed into law. But there was a statistic, and I don't have the exact number. I was trying to verify this right now, that currently in the state of California, I believe it's 28 to 30% of the population is a minimum wage. You know, that's unheard of. That's a troubling number that we have a shrinking middle class. And if we're truly going to look at mid or long-term economic growth, we have to look at expanding that middle class. And what better way than an economic growth is through education? Because if we get these individuals, as the senator from Orange County and Brea, Diamond Bar mentioned, over in that area, mentioned somewhere over there. If we were to graduate 1 million new college students with bachelor's degrees, you're going to have an educated workforce. They're going to be able to compete in the global economy. They're going to make more money. They're going to pay more taxes. We're going to have more money come into our general fund, and it's only going to benefit this state. But if you also think about those individuals that are retiring right now that need to be taken care of, the increasing age of the baby boomers, we need more individuals. We need a stronger, more robust workforce, because those individuals are going to be paying Social Security, paying into the Medicare system. It's only going to make a benefit and benefit us. And I'm just going to close with this on more of a personal note, and I think the Pro Tem can probably relate to this as well. So growing up, I mean, my parents, the only thing they said is, we want you to go to college, but my parents didn't know how to teach me how to go to college. I didn't know about AP courses. I didn't know about taking college prep classes. I had to go and learn the hard way and go through community college and work my way through. Well, let's fast forward to my kids. I didn't want my kids to go to college. My kids were expected to go to college. My kids took AP courses. I could afford to pay for private tutoring. I could afford to live in a better neighborhood. A lot of these kids that come from these low socioeconomic communities don't have the same resources as somebody that's well off. It's not a level playing field, members, and this is going to make a huge difference in the lives of those kids. And I just want to close again by commending the Pro Tem for taking a leadership role, and it's an honor that I'm joint author with you. I want to thank you for that. And members, I respectfully ask for an aye vote.
Thank you, Senator Hernandez. Senator Nielsen? Senator Nielsen?
Mr. President, ladies and gentlemen of the Senate, I too would rise in support. In earlier iterations of the bill, I had some concerns that some would be left by the wayside that have been excelling, like the API students. But as I watched the development of the bill, I want to compliment the pro tem for his sensitivity. And he has worked to indeed ensure that this measure would be helpful to all. And I really believe it is. As one who spent a lot of my entire career working with the Master Plan of Higher Education, and to ensuring its promise, the original master plan by Governor Pat Brown, and worked on it over these many years with many others, like one of our colleagues, Senator Vasconcellos, this keeps faith with those generations and the involving times. I particularly appreciate the concern for our foster youth, those who are indeed dear to our heart, and its promise to allow the growth of opportunities in higher education for the future generations. I got to participate as a speaker at the graduation of Chico State University 2 Fridays ago. How wonderful it is to see those smiling faces of not just our youth, but of a lot of our adults who've aspired to later in their lives to go on and get those higher degrees. It is indeed all who prosper by the promise of higher education in California. Historically, we have been of the best in the world. And this bill will keep us at the fore. I urge and I vote.
Thank you, Senator Nielsen. Senator De Leon, would you like to close?
Thank you very much, Madam President. I just want to thank the speakers today, the senator from San Gabriel, the Republican one, the Democrat from San Gabriel, and of course, Senator Jim Nielsen and his words of wisdom. I wanted to give a very special thank you to our chair of the Senate committee, because I know that he has championed this issue. He's been strong in this issue, and he's been an incredible support, and your leadership has been fantastic. Our colleague who through the Senate represents the API caucus from Sacramento, thank you very much, and thank you for coming to San Gabriel when we actually announced the proposal, and how we do this collectively. You know, if you are at the lowest economic strata in California, whether you're white or black or Latino or Asian American, African American, you are going to highly benefit from this. It shouldn't be left to chance. Shouldn't be left if you're born in certain zip codes, or your parents went to Harvard or Yale, or they were doctors themselves or lawyers themselves. And, you know, some folks are born on third base and act like they hit a home run. Other folks are actually not even born in the dugout. They're not even born in the field itself. So what do we do for course correction, if you will, to make sure we expand real opportunity so all kids can succeed in the greatest state, in the greatest country in the world? Madam President, I respectfully ask for an aye vote.
Thank you, Senator De Leon. Mr. Secretary, please call the roll.
Allen? Aye. Anderson? No. Bates? No. Bell? Aye. Berryhill? Aye. Block? Aye. Cannella? Aye. De Leon? Aye. Fuller? No. Gaines? No. Galgiani? Aye. Glazer? Aye. Hall? Aye. Hancock? Aye. Hernandez? Aye. Hertzberg? Aye. Hill? Aye. Hueso? Aye. Huff? Aye. Jackson? Aye. Lara? Aye. Leno? Aye. Leyva? Aye. Liu? Aye. McGuire? Aye. Mendoza? Aye. Mitchell? Aye. Monning? Aye. Morlock? Burrell? No. Wynn? Aye. Nielsen? Aye. Pan? Aye. Pavley? Aye. Roth? Aye. Runner? Stone? No. Vidak? Aye. Wykowski? Aye. Wolk? Aye.
Please call the absent members.
Morlock? Runner?
Thank you, Mr. Secretary. Ayes 32, noes 6. The measure passes.